Hello mountain biking ladies! Today we're going to go over a short, easy circuit workout. It's going to be 5 exercises total, and we're going to work the entire body with these 5 exercises. I'm super stoked. My name is Liz. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I found a need for women who mountain bike to get stronger, to help you feel more confident on the bike and have more fun, basically. I am owner of the Ride Life, and that is the company that is for y'all. So let's pop into this workout. It's going to be, as I said, just a short 5 exercises circuit workout that you'll feel in your entire body. The first workout is going to be a bridge, and you're going to have a band around your legs. We're going to lay on back. For the bridge specifically, you're going to have your feet about hip width apart. They're going to be a little bit farther away. This is not a yoga bridge, but more of a hip thrust. So you're going to draw your legs away with the band. Then you're going to tighten up your stomach. Make sure that your trunk doesn't move. If anything, you want to tilt and press that spine back into the ground first. Then pressing through your heels, digging down, bring your hips up and forward. As you notice, my belly button's not leading the charge. It's more of my hip movement. That's also why it's called a hip thrust. If you feel it in your low back, then make sure you are getting that stomach engaged. You want your abdominals to help with this movement. So then your glutes can actually do the lifting and the movement part of the bridge or the hip thrust. If you find that your quads are getting involved, don't press your feet out as you go. Try to dig them in and almost pull them in as you go. Sometimes I find if you lift your toes, then that can help you with this. Again, the band is on your legs to help you to engage your glutes a little bit more as you do this exercise. The next exercise in this group is going to be a bicycle. So your band is going to go around your feet here. Then what you're going to be doing is you're going to bring your legs up to tabletop. In this position, you want to make sure your abs are strong enough to do this. So your back is going to be pressed down to the ground. Again, it's not like a slam down. You just want to engage your core, engage your abdominal muscles. This is more specifically for your lower abdominal muscles. And then what you're going to do is you're going to reach one leg out and then the other leg out. What you're doing here is you're creating a rotational effect, and so your core has to hold against this. You'll also notice your quads and your glutes work just a little bit, but the key is that you're holding strong for the leg that is up. If just holding this position, you don't feel it in your lower abs, you feel it in your back or your hip flexors, we might want to start a little easier and just hold one leg up here and don't use the band at all because you're not ready for it yet, and that's okay. Also, if you find that this exercise or any of the exercises in this sequence are hard or you're not able to do them quite right, it's also a cue that you need to be doing other workouts because we need these muscles to be able to work at least this hard and to be able to do these movements. Again, with the bicycle, legs are going to be up, tabletop position, like this, and then reaching one leg out and back. Again, feeling this in your lower abs. You don't want to be feeling this in your hip flexor. And just holding that nice and steady. Perfect. The next exercise in this sequence is going to be a kneeling hip hinge. And now a hip hinge is something that is critical in all of our mountain biking, especially as women, because we want to use more of our knees than we use our hips. So we need to train ourselves to use these glutes and to not just overtire our quads. We want to make sure that we're equal and balanced through our legs so we don't mess anything up and we stay strong and we can ride for longer and feel more confident. And a hip hinge is one of the main things that we need to target more so of, that is missing in a lot of other workouts. So I'll jump off my soapbox and actually get into the workout, the exercise. So we're going to keep most of our weight on our knees. If you don't find that you can hop into this position as well, just from kneeling, kind of back yourself up from your hands and knees until you feel most of the weight's on your knees and your hands can lift up. Now come up just slightly and you're going to hold this position. If you notice that your back is hurting, tuck your tail just slightly or kind of tilt your pelvis back just slightly. It should make your back be nice and straight. We're not looking for a curved back through here. We want a nice and straight back. If you find that you're kind of sway back, kind of doing what I call the stripper booty, again, come back. And you can kind of play around as to where this feels the best. And right there, it feels the best for me. Then once you're in this position, you're going to press out against the band and just push your arms forward and back. This is going to make sure that you use your shoulder blades as you're doing it. If you have a shoulder issue and this hurts, don't press out quite as hard and just go back and forth. The resistance band is going to meet your resistance through this exercise. Again, we're not shrugging our shoulders with this. Our shoulder blades are staying down and back. We're reaching out and back with those arms. So looking at it from the front, again, weights on our knees, hip hinge, pressing out and back. And this is a lot harder of an exercise than it looks. Now that we're nice and warmed up through our core, our glutes, making sure these guys are all working for us, our shoulders, now we're going to make the squat happen. And so what you're going to do, you're either going to be a little over hip width apart, toed out just slightly, band is obviously on your knees, and then you're just going to squat down and come back up. With the squat, I want you to think mainly about your hips. And so hips drop down and back, hips come up and forward. Hips drop down and back, hips come up and forward. If you're feeling this just in your quads and you're not feeling any in your glutes, allow your trunk to tip forward just a little bit, okay? I know everybody says keep your chest up for squats. It's something that you'll work into. A lot of times is that your core isn't strong enough to maintain that position for you. Or if you feel tightness in your hip flexors area, allow that to come forward and back up. If you feel it in your low back, again, tuck that tail just slightly and allow your hips to do a little bit more of the work. Now the band, you are driving out against the band as you do this, and that should help you target your glutes a little bit more. One thing to note for this as well is make sure you're pushing equally through both legs. I don't want you coming over and doing one side more than the other. So make sure you're equal through both sides with it. The last exercise in this sequence is going to go back to our hip hinge, and it's going to be more one-sided through our legs because that's honestly more functional. It helps us to do one side versus the other. Think about for biking. One side is doing something different than the other. And so I tell people stand both feet down, hip width apart, and hip hinge forward, kind of like a deadlift. You're going to hold this position and bring one foot back just to toe touch down. And so now I feel my core engaged, front and back, not stressing and straining my back. I just feel things working as a whole. If I do feel strain, again, tilt that pelvis back just slightly. I don't want to feel a ton in my quad. If you find that, then you're probably here versus here. And then I want to feel my glute working. I want to feel more so the side of my butt. Then you're going to grab your band and you're just going to draw it out and out. Thumbs are going to be pointed up through this, and you're just going to be using your shoulder blade muscles, not just an arm movement, but actually opening your chest as you're pulling against the band. You can do this in a loop band or a regular band. I'm just going to use a loop band since that's what I have right here. Driving up and up. And this again is a lot harder than you think it should be. You should be feeling this in the muscles in between your shoulder blade. You should be feeling your core, your glutes, a little bit of your quad, and balance all at the same time. Looking at it from the front, hip hinge down, opening that chest, but not rotating the entire bunch. Moving that guy separately. I hope that you enjoyed this workout. I hope that you'll do it. All it needs is a loop band to make it happen. And it covers, as I said, the entire body. For mountain biking, especially as women, we need to make sure we use our shoulder blades. We need to make sure that we're understanding our core working as a cylinder, both front and back, to integrate the use of our glutes instead of just driving and relying mostly on our quads. This is going to get our balance. This is going to get our posture better. All of these things are so important for us as mountain biking women. Hop into this workout. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And just if you've learned anything through this video as a whole. A lot of times people learn so much stuff just from listening to different cues. If you liked it as well, hit the subscribe button for me and check out different programs that I have down below. One is the Ride Life Team, and it is my monthly membership for workouts specifically made for you and your strength level. Again, if you have issues or problems with any of these exercises and they feel too hard, that's probably a great place to start, because you self-assess your strength and it puts you into a level that's made for your strength level. You know, it's pretty important to do exercises that are not too hard and not too easy, because then you gain the most from those. Hope you enjoy. Again, do these 5 exercises in a sequence. You want to make sure that you are doing exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bye, y'all.